Okay. Apparently we are live. All right. We have one viewer. Let's begin. Okay, this is going to be intro to Revit part 2. All right, we're going to dig into how to create views, how to create floors, walls, doors, windows, ceilings, roofs, how to create those different views, elevations, sections, so that we can put them on documentation sheets, whether they're 11 by 17, 22 by 34, or 36 by 48, or 7,000 feet by 2 miles. Who cares? Actually, that's probably not possible in Revit because it'll crash. So anyway, in part 1, I explained that there's multiple ways of starting a project. We're just going to start one from scratch. So we're going to click new here, Imperial Architectural Template. We're going to hit OK. So as I explained in part 1, you have your ribbon up here where you have all your tools, and then your other two main bars are your project browser and your property bar here. All right, so our first view here is our level 1, level 1 floor plan, and we can confirm that by seeing that in our project browser. Okay. I'm going to hit 3D to pull up a 3D view. I'm going to hit WT to window tile. Okay, 3D option is up here. 3D shortcut is not default, so you have to put that in yourself. I have a video on shortcuts, and I'll paste all the shortcuts below once we're done with this. So yeah, let's start modeling something, right? Let's click on our floor plan view here. I'm going to hit WA for wall. We have our basic wall here, and we can select from all these wall options. Whatever you create in Revit, you'll always have, options here, whether that's even just like one element. You can always go into edit type, duplicate, and create a new element from whatever you're starting from. So let's just do a generic. That's fine. I want to have the location line set to one of these, finish face interior or exterior. This just means wherever you start drawing your wall, it'll start from the outside face of the wall rather than the center line of the wall. All right, so let's just draw a little house here. Let's do, when you draw a wall, you can move it wherever you want, pick a point and then drag it, and then once you have a angle, you can even just type in the length you want. So 35, let's do another 20 here, let's do 25 here, let's do 25 here, let's circle back, we'll see that finish, and bada bing bada boom. Whenever you're in Revit, right, you can hover over an object to select it. Once you have it selected, you can drag it. Once you're trying to select an element, let's say you want to pick all these walls, you can drag a selection window over it. If you select it from right to left, it'll select any element that's within the bounding box. If you select from left to right, the whole element will have to be within the bounding box for it to be selected, right? Or since this is a completed circuit here, I can just hit tab while I'm hovering over it, and it'll give me the option to select the entire chain, not circuit. So anyway, let's set a height here. We can set that to, I don't know, let's do 30 feet. That's pretty tall. That's pretty tall. Whatever. We're going to do it, okay? In Revit, for some reason, these are your default elevation markers. They're hideous. This is what an elevation marker should look like. But we don't have that here in our default project, so this is what we have. These elevation markers give us our elevations here. East, north, south, west. By default, these are already named. If you are to just create one from scratch from the view tab here, elevation, they will just show up as, whatever is next. Elevation 1A, elevation 1B, so on and so forth. So we're going to select that, delete it. I'm just going to open this guy. You can open views many different ways. If you have the elevation marker here, you can right click, go to elevation view, or you can just double click in here and it'll do the same thing. So I'm going to hit WT again to window tile, ZA to zoom all, I'm going to click here, WT again, zoom all. So I have this in here instead. Okay, so I'm going to hit now DR. You can add a door. Okay. So let's add a door here. We only have single doors available, so we can go to Insert, Load Family, and then we're already in doors, but just so you know, you'll be directed to this window right here. From here, we'll go into doors. Thankfully, we have a little thumbnail preview there, so we want double, flush, that's fine, good. We can select all of these to drag them in, hit OK. And now when we hit DR to create a door, it will give us the option of the last loaded family, right? So let's just make that a really large double door here. Okay. All right. So we have an entry. Okay. Let's set our height. You should always, okay, so if you have a project in mind, you have everything set, you have your levels set, you should really put your levels in first, get those in, pin them down once they're set so they can't be moved by accident, so on and so forth. So let's do 14 feet, let's just be really generous. I'm going to rename these because I don't like the way they look. I like them to read that way, floor 01, floor 02, because I'm used to doing skyscrapers, large developments, so we're always up in, you know, multi-digits, so then you get 23, 44, so you don't want that little gap when you have all your floors aligned, you know, your sheets aligned. Anyway, I'm getting too deep into it. So we have a floor 2, let's copy that, we can set that to wherever right now. Let's do 12. Revit can do math for you, so if you're feeling lazy, you can do just 12 plus 14. No, I know how to, you know, do that in my head, but no need. Let's change this to roof. Okay. All right. So we're back in our floor plan. Let's hit WA again to create some walls. Let's pick a thinner wall. I'm just gonna draw some random stuff right now, real quick. AL to align that there. ET to extend. That's not a default shortcut. All these little modification tools that I'm using are going to be up here in modify. Okay. Get to know these by heart with the shortcut list I provided in my other video. Or just, you know, create your own shortcuts and memorize those by heart. But either way, it's really important to do it, because if you don't, you'll spend a lot of your time just, you know, just going up and down to that bar. So I don't know what I'm doing here. Let's see. I'm not a really good interior designer. I will be very honest with all of you right now. All right, let's talk about it. We're going into this. We're going into this house. What do we want to see? We want maybe, let's have like a closet here. Okay. What else do we want? We want maybe a little bathroom right here somewhere. Okay. Let's get rid of that there. Let's change the door type. That's a very tall door for inside. Okay. God, that's very ugly. Alright. We can put that there. I don't like that there. So I hit CS after I selected the door to create similar. Just so I knew that when I created a new door, it will give me that one. I want more doors though, so let's do load family. Double sliding. Fine, good. Alright, let's take them all. Bam, bam, bam. Hit door. Let's put a sliding door here. Let's make this 2 feet. My temporary dimensions right now are being thrown to the center line of the walls. So let's go to view, manage, additional settings. Where are you? Annotations, temporary dimensions. So we're going to change the temporary dimensions to faces, and doors is good at center lines. I like them at center lines as default. So anyway, let's go back to here. Let's change that to 2 feet. We can bring this over here. Let's not make this such a waste of space. Okay. This doesn't have to be the longest cause in the world. And I'm spending too much time doing interior design. Okay, so let's just, you know, say this is the best design in the world. Which it is, right? When you're creating when you're creating a door, when you're creating anything, you always have options to like hit the space bar to either flip its orientation. If we had, let's say, a desk, you can hit spacebar and it will flip on its axis point, whatever axis point the element has. That's a fun little tip. Okay, when you move things or extend things or manipulate things, you can always hit snap, your snap option. So SE, snap end. So I can snap to end, so on and so forth. I digress. Okay, we're creating this house. It's gonna be an ugly house, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna do in the line. Get that nice and clean. Let's see. We need some cabinetry. We're gonna work straight from what Revit has. Let's see what they have on their casework. Base cabinets. Good. Okay. 3 drawers, base cabinet combo. This is all neat stuff. Look at that. Desk drawer. I like this one. I like this one. I don't need that one. Okay, let's take all these 3. Alright, I'm going to hit CM for component, and it will pull up the last loaded family. Let's see. Let's do a few 18-inch drawers. This is terrible. I can't even tell which side it's being added on. I'm going to do copy. I'm going to do snap to end. Snap to end. Snap to end. Snap to end. I could use the array tool as well, but that'll just create extra steps that you don't want. Like, it will create a group, you'll have to ungroup it, you'll have to delete that group, because if you keep groups within your project, it will just add a lot of memory to it, and it'll just slow it down. So I want to see what I'm doing in my 3D view, right? This is great and all, you know, to see in floor plan, but I want to see what I'm doing. There's really fast ways to orient yourself. First of all, let me see if we have anyone here asking any questions. Okay, no one's here. That's okay.